The Center Common was the place to be for the 9th annual Metro West Humane Society's Craft Fair. The event helps the Humane Society raise much-needed funds for their programs. The clouds over the Common eventually gave way to sun, and Framingham Center was full of dogs, paintings, artwork, more dogs, crafts, and some sweet treats. The fair featured a bake sale and raffle, but there was more to the day than just crafts. There were other animal-oriented organizations on hand to help families who might want to adopt or foster a dog, while the Metro West Humane Society focuses on fostering and adoption of cats and kittens.
The shelter's been in existence since 1976, so we're coming upon almost our 40th year. We've been taking in a lot of animals. We started actually in someone's attic, and actually we've grown to now almost 3,000 square foot facility that we have in Ashland right on 126.
We have the foster program to help cats and kittens that come into the shelter that need extra care and attention. It helps give a good start, or a second start to these animals, and also relieves cage space at the shelter. So while they're in foster care, we can take in more cats and kittens in need.
Over 5 years we've been sponsoring this wonderful organization. We tend to try to do a lot of good work with the communities that we service.
We average anywhere between 70 and say almost 100 cats at our shelter, depending upon if it's kitten season. We tend to have quite a few, but we also have a foster program where we have the young ones or some sickly animals that might be in foster, and they may just come up just for adoptions.
Today we have our 9th annual craft fair, and we're selling baked goods. And we usually have a really good turnout. Last year, I believe we sold about $600 worth of baked goods.
I grew up in Framingham, so being that this organization is a great part of Framingham, I feel that I should help out.
No-kill shelter?
No-kill shelter. We have a great volunteer group of people. We do a lot for Framingham and surrounding towns. If you want a kitty cat, indoor only, please come down to the shelter and, adopt.
I think it's a good idea just to be out in the community, show, that we do care about, the community that we bank with, the people bank with us.
We're here at the Metro West Humane Craft Fair just to sort of let people know about Save a Dog, do a little fundraising. We're out here selling some dog treats and scarves and just letting people know about us. We are an adoption center. Our volunteers actually do a lot of the fostering, and the fees for the dogs to adopt the dogs varies depending on the age and if they're in-state or out-of-state.
We actually are foster-based, so all our dogs live in homes until they're adopted. We rescue dogs as far south as Florida and as far west as Texas. We bring them here and put them through the mandatory state quarantine 48 hours, and then they're released to our care, and we work with them on any medical issues, behavioral issues, and then when they're ready to be adopted, they find their forever homes through us.
If you come to the fair, you'll see what a great shelter Metro West is, and it's a good opportunity to check out volunteer opportunities, and one being is the foster parent program.
There are approximately 50 exhibitors here today. They come from all over Massachusetts for the most part, and we have a variety of all kinds of exhibitors, so it's a fun day for a lot of people and a lot of families.
One of the missions of the Framingham Downtown Renaissance is to help beautify downtown Framingham. And they are doing it, even if on some days it's only on a temporary basis. On one lovely Friday afternoon in September, a space near the public library was transformed from parking spaces into a park. Framingham participated in Parking Day 2015, where people could meet, relax, read, play games, or just enjoy a nice area that is normally reserved for cars. Downtown Renaissance, along with the help of the Framingham Parks and Rec Department, the library, and landscape designer Michael Radner, provided a park for a day in downtown Framingham where open space is scarce and sometimes people forget to stop, sit, and enjoy the scenery.
It started in San Francisco in the mid to late 2000s, and it's something that's spread to go all over the world. It's worldwide, and the purpose for Parking Day is to reclaim space that has been dedicated to vehicles and make them into small parks or parklets.
We've been working on this for the past couple of months, trying to solicit donations, and people have been very generous in donating all the materials that you see here.
We've had tons of people gathering here today. They've come from the town. We've had police officers, we've had artists, seniors, young young people. We have our amazing FSU students.
I mostly did it for Holly. She's the director of the FDR, and I've worked with her for like 3 years now. I absolutely adore her. She is so enthusiastic, so passionate. She just brings something so incredible to the table, especially for the FDR.
We'll do more next year. This is the first time we've done it, and we started small, but you can believe we're going to grow more. And I would like to thank Parks and Rec Department of the town of Framingham. They have done so much to help us.
If you take away 3 parking spaces, you can create a whole great, social, beautiful place for people to hang out.
Last week, the mass walking tour came through Framingham and stopped at the Friends Meeting House on Edmonds Road. The tour group walks during the day to their concert venues and then plays with local musicians. That evening, at the Framingham stop, they played with the Judith Christensen Band and acoustic artist John Weinberg. In its 6th year, this bipedal concert tour of Massachusetts is to support arts and culture throughout the state.
So we started off, we walked from the Berkshire Mountains all the way clear across the state, all the way to Boston. It was a 161-mile trek, and it took us 17 days. It was all road walking. It was very long and very hard. And in the last few years, we've started utilizing trail systems as our thoroughfare. So this year, we're doing a through hike on the Bay Circuit Trail, heading from Framingham all the way down to Duxbury. So we'll be walking for the next 14 days.
We know about all those congested areas because when we first started doing this in 2010, we walked on Route 9 and we walked on Route 20, and we used roads and walked through neighborhoods and major areas, and since 2011 started partnering with the trails volunteers and different trailways, and it's much more rewarding that way because they would like to bring more awareness to those trails. We want to walk on those trails and utilize them to get to the towns we want to perform these concerts at.
Now when our land protection is finished, when they succeed with their job, then it goes over to the stewardship department, and the stewardship department are the ones who then maintain our trails. They also try to eradicate invasive plants. With the 88 different properties that we own, they have a management plan for every single one of those properties, and a lot of it does depend upon what was the original purpose of that property. Is it more woodland? Is it agricultural? Were there horse trails on the property? We actually own an island in Billerica, so that's in the wintertime is a little harder to get to, but we do have some canoes to get there in the spring and summertime.
It takes most of the year to organize all of these events, and it's just Rand and myself that sort of work on this together, and we're very happy to have the Bay Circuit Alliance has been helping us as we've been walking the Bay Circuit Trail for the last 2 years. So we're finishing it up this year, and then next year we'll be on to a different way across the state.
We organize with the local area musicians and artists and have them come out and share their performance with us and kind of show their community what they do in case their community isn't aware of them. And then we do a performance. We are all songwriters, so we do some original songs that we've written ourselves, and then we do a mix of bluegrass and traditional stuff that has a walking theme. So it's just a lot of fun, and it's something that Mark and I really love, and we really feel like there's a need in a lot of these small towns, especially to kind of get the community engaged. You never know if the arts program is going to go away from the school. It's going to really fall on the community to take up the helm of that and make sure that it's something that people are still having access to.
It's been 1 year since the United Way's Ready to Read program made at-home reading a priority for young kids getting ready to start the school year. The anniversary was celebrated with books, balloon animals, cake, and more books. United Way of Tri-County has partnered with the town of Framingham, the Sudbury Foundation, and the Women's Alliance to make this program possible. Their goal this year is to get 24,000 books into the hands of kids, giving them an early love of books and making sure that kids entering kindergarten are all ready to read.
1 year. Happy birthday, Ready to Read.
I'm really pleased to be here for the first anniversary of the Ready to Read effort that the United Way has instituted here in Framingham. And it's really important because there's no better thing for our kids to excel in school than to show up ready to read, and United Way is playing a very key role and assuring that that happens.
We're so thrilled to be able to partner with the Framingham Housing Authority and the Framingham Public School System, who are together supporting children in entering kindergarten ready to learn. And such a critical need. We have so many supporters. We've got UPS here tonight. We've got Framingham State here tonight. We've got the town of Framingham. We had the town manager. We've got the Sudbury Foundation, who have been so supportive. In fact, giving us our first grant to be able to launch this program, and we couldn't do it without Marilyn and the support of the Sudbury Foundation.
I just want to take a moment to thank our wonderful team of volunteers who are here tonight. Can we give them a round of applause? Importantly, I'd also like to thank you guys who are all here who make this all possible. So thank you guys, parents, kids, everybody.
Do you get books from Ready to Read? Yeah. Tell me how much you love reading.
Fun.
Fun?
So I completely embrace their goal of 24,000 books in the hands of Framingham school children in the next 3 years, and I fully support their efforts next year to expand this throughout Metro West.
The women that are part of our Women's Alliance care so much about education and starting children off on the right foot so they're not behind when they enter school. And when they are, we know that it takes them so much longer to catch up. The Ready to Read program through the United Way and our Women's Alliance have made sure that kids have books in their homes to keep, and at least 12 books a year, but we've got so much more to do. We've got a goal this year of supporting 1,000 kids, and over the next 3 years, we want to support as many as possible, 2,000 kids receiving 24,000 books, so we really need your help. Go to uwotc.org, Ready to Read. You'll find out how. We need volunteers. We need people who love to read and love to engage children in reading and support early literacy within our community.